Hi everyone, and welcome to another class on my yoga channel, Tom Yoga Om. Today's class is about learning how to press into the hands and the feet when you're flowing through your yoga practice. Learning how to press down into your hands and your feet properly teaches you discernment. Discernment can be applied to the rest of your life and to the rest of your yoga practice. Okay, let's get to it. For today's class, we're going to start in a child's pose just to rest our backs and just kind of tune into how we're feeling. So just start by bringing your knees together and pressing into your hands. And just bring your hips towards your heels and your forehead down. And if you find that when you come here, your head or your neck feels a little bit sore, then I suggest bringing a pillow or a brick underneath your forehead, just for a little bit of extra support. And start to take some deep breaths down into the belly and up into the chest. And as you exhale, just soften and feel yourself relax. Take a couple more breaths like that. And once you start to feel like you're settling in, just gently press into your hands and your feet without really moving anything else. You're just pressing down, getting a good sense of that space underneath you, and start to find a nice rhythmic flow to your breath, breathing through the nostrils. And on your next breath in, breathe in and focus on the weight of your arms and your hands. And as you breathe out, feel your arms and your hands soften. And feel their weight bear down on the ground a little bit more. And next breath in, focus on your legs and your hips and your feet. And again, as you soften, just feel the weight of that space sink down into the mat. Next, focus on your shoulders and the space around your neck, the front of your chest. Breathe into that space deeply. And as you exhale, feel it soften, feel it melt, feel it relax. And then focus on your lower back and do the same there. Feel your lower back expand and open up, and exhale to feel it soften. Let's just take 3 more deep breaths in and out here. And as you exhale, just get a sense of relaxing completely into the floor. Good, and if you've got a intention or an affirmation you want to set for yourself, feel free to set one for yourself now. Otherwise, just tune into your body and how it's feeling today. Notice any tightness or tension. And notice any space, any part of your body that feels good and open. And take 1 more full breath in and out. Nice. When you're ready, just remove the brick. We're just going to do 1 more little stretch here, but before we do so, lift yourself up into a tabletop position and just stretch your right leg out and then your left leg out, just to open up the hamstring and to give the hips and the legs a bit of a break. And when you're ready, come down into your child's pose again and sink the hips back towards the heels, and then come up onto your fingertips, walk them out as far as you can out in front of you and glue them to the ground. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, drop your torso, your head and your hips down.
Good. Let's take 2 deep breaths into the sides of the body, feeling the stretch. One more. Breathe it in. Good. Now we're going to pay attention to the side of the body, and we're going to feel the difference between each side as we stretch into it. So just take another conscious breath here. Breathe fully into your lungs, fully inhaling, fully exhaling, and then walk your hands over to the right side of your mat and walk your left hand out a little bit further away. Glue your fingers to the ground, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, glue your left hip downwards and relax your torso and your head. Let's take 2 deep breaths here, and you're not really changing anything except that you're breathing into the left side of your body a little more as it's stretching there and as it's opening up with the way that your body's positioned. So just breathe into that space, tune into how it feels. Notice if it feels open or closed and whereabouts it feels open or closed. And after your exhale, just look forward again, walk your hands over to the left side, and we're just doing the same thing on the other side. So right hand walks a little further away, glue your fingertips down, and glue your right hip back down, or send your right hip back down before softening the torso and the head. And take 2 deep breaths here, breathing into the right side, noticing where the space is, where it feels open, where it feels closed or more open or more closed. And take 1 more breath here, just to observe. Good, and then walk your hands back to center. Now just pay attention for 1 more breath as to which side you feel you stretched deeper into, which side felt more open or closed. And then when you're ready, you can walk your hands back towards your knees and eventually bring yourself up into a nice seated position, into Vajrasana. Now, hopefully this is comfortable for you, but if it's not, sit cross-legged, or you could take a brick and place it between your legs at your hips. We're just going to start with a little stretch here. Just take a moment to press down into your feet, press down into your knees, and when you're ready, take a big breath in, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, float them down and try to relax your shoulders and the space around your neck. Good. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, floating down. And 1 more here, breathing in, lifting up. And this time as you exhale, we're going to twist to the left side. Bring your right hand onto your left knee, your left hand behind you, and just twist. Looking towards that left shoulder. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, draw your chin down towards your neck so as to lengthen through the spine and twist a little bit deeper. Take 1 more full breath in and out. Good, and then turn yourself back to center, sweep both arms up. And as you exhale, bring your right hand behind you, your left hand down onto your right knee and twisting to the opposite side. And take 2 deep breaths in and out. And again, drawing that chin in towards the neck will lengthen through the back of the neck and draw the spine up a little taller. So do that. Draw the chin in towards the neck. Take 2 breaths. And 1 more here. Nice juicy twist. Good, and then come back to center, sweep both arms up, full breath in. And as you exhale, bring your left hand down onto the ground and reach your right arm over. Now for the first breath in, I want you to lift your right arm back up to the ceiling or to the sky, depending on where you're at, and find some height and some length before extending over towards that left side. And what we're looking for again is just to stretch into the right side of the body. So breathe into that space. Take a full breath in and out. And then draw a fist with your right hand and just circle your wrist. And stretch into the forearm. Take another big breath in. And a big breath out. And then circle the opposite way with your wrist. Big breath in. And big breath out. Good. And then press into that bottom hand. Lift yourself up. Full breath in. And drop your right hand down, reaching over towards the left side. Nice. For first breath, we're going to lift that left arm up and just extend and find some space. Find some length. And then as you exhale, reach over towards the right side. Good. Hold there 2 breaths, breathing into the left side of the body. Full breath in and out. And then draw a fist with your left hand and circle it. Actually, we'll do 3 breaths. Just keep breathing here. Does the forearm on the left side feel different in how it feels to stretch compared to the other side, the right side? And after your exhale, just circle the other way. Take 1 more breath. Expanding into the left side of the body. Exhaling out. Good. And after the exhale, press into that bottom hand. Lift both arms up, breathing in. And exhale your hands down through to your heart center. Good. Remove the brick if it's there. And from here, come down onto your hands and your knees and just find a tabletop position. Now, before we come into our cat-cows, I just want us to focus on doing one thing, which is to bring the weight of your body into your thumb and your index finger, the second finger, or the first finger, but the second, how would I describe it? The second finger on your hand, that's confusing. Anyway, it's your thumb and your index finger. We're going to press down into those, is it mandible? Is that how you say finger? Anyway, my mind's elsewhere, it doesn't matter. We're going to press into the second finger and the thumb. Index finger and thumb. And I'd like you to bring your shoulders over your wrists, just to stack the weight into your palms and your hands. And just feel what it's like to press down into your thumb and your index finger, and then lift the space between your shoulders, your thoracic spine region, up towards the ceiling. So you're lifting up, you're stretching into the back, and we're going to draw the chin in towards the neck to lengthen the spine, and then just take 2 deep breaths here. Holding this position, practicing pressing down into the thumb and the index finger. 1 more breath, and you'll notice as you're here that it's relatively easy, like it's not too hard to feel the pressure in the hands, to feel them pressing down, and to breathe. But where it gets harder is when we add movement and weight, and that's what we're going to do in a moment. So when you're ready, inhale, just drop your belly down and keep pressing into the thumb and the index finger. Open your belly to the floor, open your chest up. And as you exhale, again, refocus, press into the thumb and the index finger and round your back to the ceiling, coming into that cat position. And just keep flowing, breathing in, opening up. And breathing out, rounding away. Good, doing 3 more like that. And every time you lose the focus from the breath, from the pressure in the thumb and the index finger, just gently bring your attention back there. 2 more. And just enjoy the way that your spine feels as it curls up and down. Stretch into your shoulders, get all of the air out of your lungs as you exhale. Last one. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good. We're going to bring the feet together, press back into our child's pose, and from here we're going to draw a half moon shape with our body. So I want you to circle up and over the top of your left hand as you breathe in, like this. So up and over the top of the left hand, and try to press evenly into both hands, into the thumb and the index finger. And as you exhale, we're going to circle back down into our child's pose looking position. That's it. And what we're looking for is a stretch into the sides of the body, the sides of the hips. On your next breath in, inhale, circle up to the right side. Good. And as you exhale, circle back down. And we're just practicing pressing into the hands. This all comes in really handy later, so that's why we're doing it slowly. Gradually building up, circling up left, exhaling back down. Inhaling, circling up right, and exhaling back down. Just do 1 more on each side. The bigger you make your circles, the more you'll feel the stretch. And last one, I really like how this feels in my hips. This feels really nice. Feels like it's opening it up. Wonder if you feel the same. Last one, breathing in and coming back to center. Good. From here, again, refocus, thumb and index finger. pressing down into them. And then step your right leg back, step your left leg back, and now you're bearing the weight in a plank pose. It's a little bit harder now to press down and to focus, but let's do it anyway. Let's take 3 deep breaths in and out, and then we're going to push back to our down dog. Fully breathing in. As you exhale, press down into your hands, lift your thoracic spine up to the ceiling. Engage the muscles of the thighs. 2 more breaths. Press the floor away from you. And last one, full breath in. And as you exhale, just bend knees a little bit and come back to your downward facing dog. Good, and start to pedal your knees out left to right, stretching into your hamstrings and feeling into the backs of the legs. It might feel a little tight. We haven't really opened the space up, so just enjoy how it feels. And on your next breath in, I want you to inhale, lift your hips and your heels up off the floor. Reach your hips as high as you can. They're the point of your triangle. Reach the point of your triangle higher. And as you exhale, ground your heels down, send your hips back and press into your hands. Good. 2 more like that. Breathing in, lifting up. Make the tip of your triangle higher. And exhale, pressing back. Good. For this last one, I want you to inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, you're going to send your hips back, but I really want you to use your hands, press into the thumb and the index finger as you come back. Good. Whoops. And then from there, we're just going to bend the knees left to right and slowly walk our feet forward into Uttanasana, a forward fold. Inhale for your halfway lift. Keep the chin drawn towards the neck to lengthen the spine. And exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Good. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And last one. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Good. And then very gently, I want you to ragdoll yourselves up to standing. So press down into your feet and slowly roll your spine up to a standing position. Once you make it there, roll your shoulders back a couple of times. That's it. 1, 2, and 3. And then from here, we're going to inhale, sweep our arms up, breathing in. And exhale, bring them down. Relax your shoulders and your neck. 2 more. Breathing in, lifting up. And exhale, sweep them down. Last one, breathing in. And as you exhale, this time you're going to bend your knees and fold yourself all the way down. Inhale for your halfway lift. And as you exhale, float your hands down onto the floor. Step yourself back into a plank. And just take a big breath in. Press down into the thumb and the index finger one more time before you drop your knees to the floor. And really slowly, and again, this is a weight-bearing exercise, we're going to lower our torsos down onto the ground, keeping our elbows close and pressing into the thumb and the index finger. So take a big breath in, and as you exhale, keep your elbows close as you lower yourself down, press into your thumb and your index finger, and bring your torso all the way onto the floor. Nice. Hands underneath the shoulders, press into the feet. Again, thumb and index finger, lift your chest up, breathing in for your cobra. Elbows bent. And exhale, slowly, slowly lower down. 2 more like that. Breathing in, lifting up. Maybe squeeze your shoulder blades together, pressing into the thumb and the index finger, and exhale, lowering down. And last one, take a full breath in. And exhale, float your body down nice and slow. Good. See if you can tuck your toes under, take a breath in, and power up to a plank or a tabletop position. And as you exhale, come back to your downward facing dog. Nice. First breath in, lift your hips and your heels up just like before. And as you exhale, send your hips and your heels back. All right, next breath in, you're going to lift your hips and your heels up just like before. And this time press into your hands, thumb and index finger, send your hips back. Good. Next breath in, just lift your left leg up, press the heel back behind you. And just hold here for a moment, feeling the strength in your hands and your arms trying to press into the thumb and the index finger and pressing your left heel back behind you. Then take another big breath in. And on the exhale, send the foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop the back knee to the floor and come up onto your fingertips. Flatten your back foot out on the ground. Inhale to send your hips back. And as you exhale, gently send your hips forward. Good, 2 more like that. Breathing in, sending the hips back. And sending the hips forward. Stretching into the hip flexors. Last one, breathing in. And breathing out. Good. Now just hold your body there and start to press down into your hands and that left foot. And I'm going to pause the video for a second. I want you to hold that position though and just explain to you what I mean. I'd like you to start to press into the big toe on your foot, the little toe on your foot, the inside of your heel, and the outside of your heel. So I'll say that again. The big toe on your foot, little toe on your foot, inside of your heel, and the outside of your heel. And this is what we call the 4 corners of the foot. And when you press into these 4 corners, you sort of give yourself the mental reminder of tuning into where you are and aren't pressing. And when you can press into these places a little bit more evenly and with a little bit more control, which is what I'll teach you how to do right now, your balance and your postures will feel a little bit stronger. So, coming back into this position, just press into the big toe, the little toe, inside and outside of the heel, and notice what it feels like to ground down into that space. Take another big breath in, send your hips back, and as you exhale, send your hips forward and see if you can bear more weight into not only the front of the foot, but also the heel. Insides and outsides, big toe, little toe. Good, tuck your back toes under, lift your left hand onto your left knee, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, lift your back knee up off the floor, press down into your right hand into the thumb and the index finger, as well as the 4 points of the foot. Just take another full breath in, and as you exhale, keep pressing into the floor, turn yourself to the left, press down into your left leg and come into a twist. If you feel good, stay there. If you want, you can lift your left arm up and just hold here for 2 breaths. Keep pressing down to the 4 corners of the foot. Keep pressing down into the thumb and the index finger. Take 1 more full breath in. And as you exhale, just sweep that top arm back behind you and down onto the floor. Then we're going to step our left foot back to come into a side plank and bear a little bit more weight into the thumb and the index finger. Lift your left arm up. Take 3 deep breaths in and out here. 2. Keep breathing. And 1. And as you exhale, sweep your top hand back behind you, bring it down onto the floor, lower yourselves down all the way to your belly. Use your knees if you need to, and keep your elbows close. Nice and slow. Hands underneath the shoulders, press into the thumb and the index finger, breathing in, lifting up. Squeeze your shoulders together, and as you exhale, lower down. 2 more, breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out, lowering down. And with the control of pressing into your thumb and your index finger, lift yourself up a little bit higher now. So breathing in, squeeze your shoulder blades together, relax the tops of the shoulders, and exhale, lower down. Good. Tuck your toes under, power up into a plank or a tabletop as you breathe in. And as you exhale, come into your downward facing dog. Nice, and then just pedal the knees out left to right. Feel into the hamstring. And on your next breath in, inhale, lift your hips and your heels up. And as you exhale, power those heels down, but press into your hands. Use your strength there. 1 more, breathing in, lifting up. Exhale, sending those hips and the heels back, pressing into the hands, the thumb and the index finger. Hold there, send your right leg up, press the heel back behind you. And just take 2 deep breaths in and out. And 1 more, breathing in. And as you exhale, step that foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop the back knee to the ground. Now you know what to do, so it's going to go a little bit faster now. We're going to come up onto the fingertips. Inhale, send our hips back. And exhale, press into the big toe, the little toe, the inside of the heel, the outside of the heel as you ground those hips down, send them forward. 2 more, breathing in, sending them back. And breathing out, sending them forward. And 1 more, sending them back. And exhale, sending them forward. Press into the inside, outside of the heel, big toe, little toe. Good. Just bear a little bit more weight into that foot. Press down into it. Press into the big toe, then the little toe, then the inside of the heel, the outside of the heel. I promise this is leading somewhere. And then plant your left hand down onto the ground and just bring the weight into the big thumb, your thumb, the big thumb, big toe, big thumb, and the index finger of that left hand. Place your right hand onto your right knee, tuck your back toes under, take a full breath in. And as you exhale, lift the back knee off the floor, press into that knee with your right hand and turn yourself for a twist. Keep the weight focused and bearing down on the 4 corners of that foot and into the left hand, and then lift your right arm up. And just hold here for 2 deep breaths in and out. Keep pressing down into that front foot, pressing down into that front hand. Are you pressing more into the toes or the heel? 1 more breath. Can you even it out? And then on your next breath in, reach up a little higher with that top hand. And as you exhale, sweep it back behind you and down. Step your right foot back into a side plank. Lift your right arm up and hold for 3 breaths. Keep pressing down to the thumb and the index finger. 2 more. And 1 more. Full breath in. Sweep that right arm back behind you. Bring it down onto the floor. Lower yourself down with control. Just coming up for 1 cobra now. You know what to do. Use your hands. Breathing in, lifting up. And as you breathe out, roll your spine down. Nice. From here, just take your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers. And squeeze your shoulder blades together as you reach your arms back. Take a big breath in, lifting up into this cobra variation. Press down into your feet. And as you exhale, just lower your chest down. Keep connected with the hands. 2 more. Breathing in, lifting up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And lower down. And last one. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, lower down. Release the hands. Bring them underneath your shoulders. Power up into a plank or a tabletop. Breathing in. And breathing out, come back into your down dog. Nice. Inhale, lift your hips and your heels up. Exhale, press into the hands. Send the hips and the heels down and back. 1 more. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good. And again, just take as many wonky steps as you need to come forward to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale into your halfway lift. And as you exhale, bend those knees, fold down. Good. Just shake your hips from side to side. Do a couple of yeses and nos with your head. And try to relax your spine, your back. Let's all take our palms onto the lower part of our back. And just have the tops of your hands facing up. And I want you to breathe into the space where your hands are. Bend your knees generously for this one as well. Breathe into the space underneath your hands and feel that space physically open up. And as you exhale, feel it soften and feel your spine relax a little more, your back relax a little more. 2 more breaths like that. Breathing and feeling, physically feeling the space open up. And breathing out, folding down a little more. And last one, full breath in. Good, and after the exhale, release your hands to the ground. And then from here, we're going to press into the feet and lift ourselves up, ragdolling up. But as you do so, I'd like you to please focus on pressing into the 4 corners of both feet. So really ground down and slowly roll your spine up. Nice and slow, and press into all 4 corners of the feet, not just the toes, but the heels as well. Once you make it up, Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. And soften into the neck and the shoulders. That's it, and change direction. Good. From here, I'd like you to inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, bring them down through to your heart center. And just take a moment to focus on your feet. Press down into the big toes. Press down into the little toes. Press down into the insides of your heels. And then press down into the outsides of the heels. Take a breath into your belly and into your chest. And as you exhale, step your feet together and press into the four corners of both feet. Take one more full breath in. And from here, I'd like you to send your hips back behind you and drop your torso down a little bit. Good. Coming into a chair pose. Take another big breath in. And exhale, sit back down a little bit deeper. Drop your torso a little more. One more breath like that. Breathing in. And breathing out, sitting back down a little deeper. And dropping the torso down a little bit. Good, and just hold here. And notice, is the weight in your toes? It kind of typically tends to be, right, when we come into chair pose. See if you can bring it back evenly into the heels as well as the toes. And take 2 more full breaths in and out. And just do your best to press into the 4 corners of the feet to disperse the weight between those 4 corners. You've got 8 points with 2 feet, right? 2 times 4. It'll make it a little bit easier for you. One more full breath in. And as you exhale, fold yourself down, straighten your legs as you do so. Nice stretch into the hamstrings, eh? Inhale into your halfway lift, breathing in. And as you exhale, fold down, plant your hands onto the floor, take a big breath in, inhale into your plank, press down into your thumb and your index finger. And as you exhale, lower yourself down. Inhale for your cobra, press into your hands. Relax the tops of your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and then exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes under. Inhale up into a plank or a tabletop. And exhale back to downward facing dog. First breath in, lift the hips and the heels up. Exhale, press into the hands, send the hips back. Nice. Then lift your right leg up. Take a full breath in. Press the heel back behind you. And as you exhale, step the right foot forward to the top of the mat. From here, drop the back knee to the floor. And if you've got some bricks, you can take them underneath your right foot, either side. Sorry, you can take them either side of your right foot underneath your hands. If you don't have bricks, you can use cushions. If you don't have cushions, then see if you can comfortably sink your hips down as low as you can, just to at least bring your fingertips onto the floor, right? And then from here, what I'd like you to do is take a full breath in and a full breath out. Sink those hips down, press into the 4 corners of that right foot. And I'm going to take these bricks because I've got them handy. It's a little easier for my hips today. And I'd like you to press down into the bricks and lift your torso up as tall as you can. So you're using a lot of strength, or pressing down to the floor to lift your torso up as tall as you can. That's it. And then I want you to tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee up off the floor. And what I want you to avoid doing is dropping into your shoulders like this, dropping your torso downwards. I want you to press down the whole time. Press into that front foot. And as you exhale, just notice the weight in the back foot, in the back toes as well. Take another full breath in, pressing the floor away from you with that front foot with the hands. And then keep pressing the floor away from you as you drop your hips down. So your arms are still straightened, you're just dropping the hips down. As you do this, just reach your chest through your shoulders, breathing into a kind of cow back bend position. And as you exhale, I want you to straighten both legs, send that left heel to the floor and fold yourself over your right leg into a pyramid pose. And if this is impossible for you, well, not impossible, I shouldn't say that, but if this is really hard for you, what you can do instead is drop the back knee to the floor and straighten that right leg and fold yourself over the right leg, like so. Otherwise, you've got the bricks, you're straightening that right leg and the left leg. And then when you're ready, inhale, bend the right knee, straighten both arms, keep the torso lifted as you drop the hips down, breathe in to open your chest up. And as you exhale, straighten both legs and fold. Send that left heel down. Good, 2 more, breathing in. And this time just focus on the weight in that right foot. Opening your chest up. And exhale, breathe away. And last one, really focus on the weight in that right foot. Breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. Nice. And when you're ready, you're going to inhale forward, bend that front knee, take the bricks over to the left side of your right foot, and then walk the bricks over to the center of your mat. Come into a wide-legged position, and for a moment, come into your halfway lift. And instead of pressing into the insides of the feet now, the big thumb, the inside of the heel, I just want you to press into the outside of the foot so as to stretch the outside of that ankle area. Just hold here, take a big breath in. Exhale, press into the edges of your feet. So into your little toes, into the outsides of your heels. Can you feel that stretch in the ankles? One more breath here. Big breath in and out. Good, and then inhale back up into your halfway lift. And as you exhale, walk your bricks over or your hands over towards your left foot. Sink your hips towards your left foot. And straighten your right leg, lift the right toes up off the floor. I'll lose my bricks for this one because most of you won't have them, I bet, I think. Inhale back to center, lifting yourselves up. And as you exhale, send your hips down towards your right foot. Straighten the left leg, pull those left toes up to the ceiling like so. Good, let's just keep transitioning like this. So inhaling back to center, exhaling down to the left, lifting the right toes up. And as you press up, see if you can ground down into that left foot a little bit. Lifting up and exhaling down. Focusing on the 4 corners of the feet. Let's do 1 more each side. So breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out, lowering down. Breathing in, lifting up. Breathing out, lowering down. Good, and then turn yourself back to the front of the mat. And from here, we are simply going to step the back foot to the halfway point in the mat. And I'd like you to bend your front knee, and we're going to lift ourselves up to vertical. But before you do that, I really want you to press into all 4 corners of that right foot. Big toe, little toe, inside of the heel, outside of the heel. Press into all 4 corners to lift yourself up vertically. Nice. Hands onto the hips, coming into a pyramid pose. So we're going to press into all 4 corners of that right foot, like so. And then I want you to breathe into your belly, in your chest. And as you exhale, send your hips back, send your torso forward, and keep pressing into that front foot. And start to press into the back foot and the 4 corners in the back foot too. Good. And see if you can keep the weight in the feet evenly dispersed. I know it seems like we're pressing more into that front foot, but you can actively choose to press into the back foot a little bit as well to balance it out. Let's take another big breath in. If you want, you can lower yourselves down a little bit. If you've got bricks, you can take your hands onto the bricks, either side of that right foot, or take your hands onto your thigh or onto your shin. Take another big breath in. Press into the 4 corners of both foot. And for this last round of breath, I just want you to focus on that right foot, the forward facing foot. 1 more breath. Press into the 4 corners, big toe, little toe, inside of the heel, outside of the heel. Good. Bend your front knee, come down onto your fingertips just out in front of you, out in front of that right leg, and then lift up onto the tiptoes of that left foot. From here, I want you to press into all 4 corners of the right foot, lift your left leg up, and come into a warrior 3. And press into all 4 corners of the right foot. Press your left heel back behind you. Take 2 more breaths. And 1 more full breath in. And as you exhale, lower yourself all the way down into a forward fold. Good job. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, fold. Press into both feet's four corners and slowly roll your spine up. Big toe, little toe, insides of the heels, outsides of the heels. And once you make it up, roll your shoulders back a couple of times. Good job. And the other way. Alrighty. From here, let's step our feet together. Press into all four corners of both feet. Take a big breath into your belly and into your chest. And as you exhale, ground down into the feet. Good. Take another full breath in, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down through to your heart center. Good. Press into all four corners of the feet. Bring the weight evenly into the toes, the little toes, the insides of the heel, and the outsides of your heels. And then take a full breath into your belly and into your chest. And as you exhale, sink the hips back and drop the torso down. Good. Keep the weight in the feet, nice and even. And take 2 more rounds of breath. You've got this. Pressing evenly into the feet and feel the strength in your feet. 1 more full breath in. And as you exhale, fold yourself all the way down. Inhale for your halfway lift. And see if from this point on, you can keep your awareness on the feet as you flow. So exhale, fold forward, keep your awareness on the feet, plant your hands down, bring a little bit of awareness into the thumb and the index finger, step yourself back into a plank. Awareness still on the feet, breathing in. Exhale, lowering down. Inhaling for your cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up into your plank or tabletop. And exhale down. Feel into the feet, feel into the hands. Inhale, lift the hands and lift the hips and the heels up. Exhale, press into the hands, send the heels down, send the hips back. 1 more, breathing in. And breathing out. Good, next breath in, lift that left leg up, breathing in. And breathing out, step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop the back knee to the ground. Press up into your hands or onto some bricks. Inhale to lift your chest up. To press and to strengthen down into those hands. And to drop the hips down. If you'd like, you can straighten the back knee off the floor. Take a full breath in here. Keep that chest moving forward. And the arms nice and straight and strong. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, simply straighten your front leg and fold over it. And then inhale, bend the front knee, arms are nice and strong, just drop the hips. Send the chest forward, breathing in. And breathing out, pressing into that front foot, trying to ground down through that back heel. 2 more, breathing in. And breathing out. And last one, full breath in. And a full breath out. Good, and when you're ready, simply bend your front knee. Keep your arms nice and strong and lifted and bring that back foot into the halfway point in the mat. If you don't know for this pose, just turn your back toes out at a 45-degree angle. Keep your front knee bent and before you lift yourself up, press into all 4 corners of the feet. So little toe, big toe, outside of the heel, inside of the heel, press down into the floor and bring yourself up. Good. Press into both feet, all 4 corners of both feet. Step back so I've got a bit of room. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, send your hips back and your torso forward. Take another big breath in. Keep pressing to all 4 corners of both feet and exhale, lower down a little more. That's it. Keep pressing into both feet. 1 more big breath in. And a smooth breath out. And if you'd like, you can relax your head or your neck. Take your arms onto your thigh or onto your shin, your tibia, or onto some bricks. And just focus on pressing down evenly into both feet. Take one more breath like this. Grounding down into all four corners. And for your final breath, just focus on that front foot. Big toe, little toe. Outside of the heel and inside of the heel. Take a final breath in and out. Good. And then bend that front knee. Take your hands out in front of you. Come up onto your fingertips and lift up onto the tiptoes of that back foot. And then lift the back leg up off the floor. Straighten your front leg if you can. And just come up onto your fingertips into your warrior three. And before you lift your hands off the floor, press into all four corners of that left foot. And see if you can lift your arms up, lift your hips up. And just focus on pressing down. Big toe, little toe. Inside of the heel, outside of the heel. One more breath. Oh, sorry, two more breaths. Last one. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good, and then slowly with control, lower yourselves down and fold yourselves over. Nice and easy. Good job. Inhale for your halfway lift. Press into all four corners of both feet. I know I'm saying it so much, but it's worth it. And as you exhale, bend your knees, fold yourself down, and just hang out here. Then you can sway your hips from side to side. You can relax your head. Take a hold of your arms. And just breathe. And just take one more round of breath in. And as you exhale, release your arms down to the ground. Nice. From here, we're simply going to drop our hips down to the floor. And nice and slowly come back down into a seated position. And just take a moment to rest. Sometimes after doing so much focused effort, it can be a little bit exhausting and feel like a little bit too much intensity has been applied. So we're just going to relax now. Bring your hips towards your heels and just gently roll yourselves down onto your back. And take a moment to rest for your back and for your shoulders to feel like they've had a moment to soften. Take a big breath in and out. And one more, full breath in and full breath out. And then gently bring your knees onto your chest, give them a gentle squeeze, and then bring your legs to a 90-degree angle. We're going to bring our arms out to the sides. I want you to drop your knees over towards the right side, look towards your left arm. And just breathe here. Feel your belly and your lower back soften. And after your next exhale, inhale, bring your knees back to center. 90 degrees and drop them over towards the right side. Look towards your left arm. Let's take a couple of breaths. Just to feel your body soften. To feel yourself relax. Good, and then really gently bring your knees back to center. Last little pose here. We're going to come into happy baby to stretch the legs out one more time. Bring your arms onto the insides of your knees, onto the outsides of your feet. And instead of pulling down straight away, just hold on and allow your hips to soften. It's like a passive happy baby. 2 big breaths in and out. Make the last breath nice and large, but keep it gentle at the same time. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, and then slowly release your feet flat on the floor with your knees bent, and take a moment here. Notice how you feel. If it feels okay to straighten your legs, go for it. But if your lower back needs support, then straighten them out. And take one hand onto your chest, one hand onto your belly. And take a full breath in through the nostrils, down into your torso, down into the belly. And exhale all of the air out. Good, just a few more breaths like that. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, we're going to stay in this Shavasana for about a minute. To begin with, just make yourself comfortable. Do what you need to get cozy. And if you plan on staying longer, fantastic. Just breathe in. And as you breathe out, soften through the legs and the arms and let them sink down into your mat. Let their weight kind of loosen off and soften. Next breath in, focus on your hips and your shoulders. And same thing here, as you exhale, just feel them soften. Feel the muscles around them release. And feel your weight melt and ground down into the floor. One more breath here. We're going to focus on the back and the spine all the way up to the top of the head. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Let's take 5 more deep breaths in and out here. And for this first breath, I want you to notice your left and your right sides. So breathe into the left side. And exhale to feel it soften. Breathe into the right side of your body. And exhale to feel it soften. And notice which side felt more relaxed. Can you breathe into your belly and your chest now evenly? And then exhale evenly. And feel your body soften on both sides evenly. We've got 2 more breaths here. Just enjoy how you feel. Last one. When you're ready, you can wriggle your fingers and your toes and inhale to stretch your arms back, stretch your toes out. And as you exhale, bring your knees onto your chest, give them a gentle squeeze and roll over onto your left side. And just pay attention to your body and how it feels for a breath in and out here. Soften on the exhale. And then gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. And we'll just close with 3 breaths here. Start by grounding down into your sitting bones, and again just paying attention to the difference between each side can be really handy. So notice, are you pressing more into the left side or the right side? And can you even it out? And then inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands down through to heart center. And just pay attention to the tops of your shoulders. Is one tighter than the other? And can you feel it relax and soften? Just take your final breath here. Bringing your body into balance. Namaste.